What's up guys, Garrett here with self.dev. We are back doing some more resume reviews for you. If you want your resume reviewed, my email's in the description. Feel free to send it to me, but it's gonna be in a video. I'll block out personal information, so just so you know. But let's get started. First one we got here is for Eduardo. So you have a 3-page resume right now. We don't really need this section on all 3 pages, so I'd only put that on the first page, get rid of it on these 2. Also, details, right here you have your phone number. I'd take that off because you have that right here already. Also, your email is right here and right here and right here, but that's gonna be gone when we take this part off of the second page, and then it's gonna be gone there when we take it off the third page. So you really only need it in one place. I'd put it in the contact section, so I'd take it off right there. Actually, strike that, keep it there, put your phone number up here too. Those are numbers, even though they don't look like it at all. But put your phone number up there too and get rid of it right there, and then get rid of the contact section. That way we can kind of shrink this part. Something else we can do is the line height of everything. The line height's pretty big, so I might shrink the line height a little bit. That by itself might get us to, at least get us to 2.5 pages. So another reason it's so long is because we have these paragraphs in each job section. Now I know this stuff's important, but we want to kind of like compress it and make it bite-sized so they can get through it fast. Because when somebody's looking at a resume, they want to see your high points. They don't want to read through paragraphs of your life. Also, I don't understand why this has a blue background. That might be because of Photoshop, but if it's like that on your resume, I'd fix that. And then also, this is a different color compared to this right here. Fix that too, if that's on your resume. We just want to make it consistent with with this section here and the section here. Like those don't have this weird off color thing. And then get rid of details here. You can move this up to the top. Again, take everything I say with a grain of salt because I am in the States. It might be different outside of the States. I'm not very well traveled, so this could be common stuff you do outside of the States on your resume. I don't know. You can reduce the distance here between stuff to get that closer. Reduce space. And the big thing in these paragraphs here, we want to try to pull out the bullet points that are the high points, right? So employment history, this is a support analyst, IT, bilingual support. So I guess, why is this on here? That's kind of already said, right? Like you're saying that right here. The company name, bilingual support analyst. You don't need that line. Analyst in English, support of customer and business management systems, solution of problems related to corporate needs. So I would say, I'd have a bullet. I'd say provided bilingual customer support, and then have like English and the other language in parentheses. And then I'd say support customer and business management systems, solve problems related to corporate needs. I'd say provided support to users in hardware and software. I'd say troubleshoot and set up Lotus Notes application. Maybe that's part of that too. Remote access teamwork, support for remote access users. You just need to pull out the bullet points of this instead of having a paragraph, because it makes it way easier to digest instead of just having them read through a paragraph. This is great. Anything like that you can put in your resume, put more of that in there. Increased delivery by 15%. Any kind of hard statistics you have, that's awesome. Hobbies, that should go to the bottom of your resume probably, because that's not super important. That's not something we'd want on the first page. Again, ideally we can get this down to 1 page. Fix the background color here. Again, for consistency, you can reduce the space between here and here, and also the space between there and there, and then reduce the space there. Are these all skills? Is that just like one big chunk of skills? Advanced knowledge in macros and VBA. I'd make those bullet points too, because again, this just look like a big chunk of text. And big chunks of text, you're more likely to just glance over and skip over. Bullet points help deliver that information way better. All right, so up next here we have, I'm gonna butcher your name if I try and say it, but, also I would take off the picture. It might be common outside the US, but I just don't think you should have a picture on your resume. You don't want them to you want them to judge you based off of your skills, not based off of how you look, right? MD, nice, that's awesome. take off your birthday. That's not really relevant to that's not really showing, hey, I have this awesome experience. That's like, this is my birthday. It's not really relevant. I'd take the picture off because it kind of looks like a mugshot. I like that you have your website on there. I'd probably link up your LinkedIn because you just had like the ending. I'd probably put the full link here and hyperlink it. So CGPA, that's core GPA. Is your regular GPA higher than that? If it's higher than that, I'd put the higher GPA. That sounds dope. That sounds really cool. Your thesis does. This personal details section here, you need to get rid of almost all of that. Where's the layer I need to draw on here? Yeah, so we don't need father's name, we don't need mother's name, you don't need date of birth, you don't need nationality, religion, height, sex, marital status, or blood type. Your permanent address, that was on the first page, right? Yeah, you have your address there, so you don't need it there. And then they already have your name. That's on the top part right here, so you don't need to repeat that information. Could we get this down to one page, maybe? If you reduce the space here, I don't know if it'd get to one page or not, but reduce the space there, reduce that space a little bit, reduce that space, that, and that, and see if you can get that down to one page. If you need to, you can take off references and they can ask for those if they want them. And that might be able to get your skills on one page, because ideally we get this down to one page, because then they can just have, they don't have to flip through anything. That, like, it's just not very good to have your resume on multiple pages because they're looking at hundreds of resumes a day. They're just trying to find people who are qualified that they can bring in for an interview. So you want to be able to display everything that's all your high points in a quick, orderly format. So they're like, all right, we want this guy to come in for an interview. We want this guy to come in, this guy, and this guy, and this guy. And they don't want to have to like flip through the resume and just do like a deep dive. That's what the actual interview is for. That's the deep dive. All right, next one here, education. So this one honestly is a pretty good resume. I don't really have too much feedback for you on it. The only thing I would do is if these have their certifications, so I'm assuming you have some kind of certificate. If you can host those online somewhere and link them up, I think that'd be cool. So they can like see that you actually have those certificates and you're not just saying you do. The margin down here, that's just from Photoshop. I think it looks good on your resume, so ignore that part. And you have your education, experience, applications, skills. Yeah, I don't really have too much feedback for you on this, aside from that. So, pretty good resume. And then last one here for Nicholas, full stack web dev. That's awesome. I might change the font for your name because the cursive kind of makes it a little, might make it hard to read for some people. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and close off some of these. There we go, now I can get to this. Yeah, we can get this to one page. I think in the email, it was actually 3 pages. The third page was blank. So make sure when you're sending it, it's only 2 pages if you can't get it down to 1 page. But with all this blank space here, we can get this to 1 page for sure. So I would probably move skills. I'd make it a title, like, and put it like right here. And then you can use all this space. You can expand the text across there to take up the full thing. So that'll take up way less space. You can also reduce the line height here, or the spacing here if you need to get it down to 1 page. And then also for the skills, your data analysis skill is going to another page. So it looks like it's in your experience, which isn't very good. I would add some spaces between here. So to help with readability, so like right after the comma, add a space. The formatting here does not match everything else. So like this text, this font is like Times New Roman. It's not the same thing as all the other font on here. And then right here, I think you're trying to emphasize this by making it bigger. Make it the same font size, just bold it, and that's how you can make it stand out. But that's awesome that you're putting like stats in there, 15 to 50K deals, just like Shark Tank. 15 to 50K deals isn't really a complete sentence, so I'd say just like Shark Tank, but with 15 to 50K deals. Reason for leaving the company shut down. Also make sure that's the same font size as this stuff. Or if you're trying to emphasize it, then make it bold. That's awesome that you're putting the stat of like how much I'm assuming that's how much it costs, right? So that's sales. If you have like your closing statistics, like what your closing percentage was versus your coworkers, put your statistics, assuming yours is better. If yours is worse than your coworkers, don't put that. But if you have any other stats that are better, like it only takes you you'll make a sale every 1 out of 10 calls instead of your coworkers, it takes them 1 out of 25. Put that. Any kind of sales statistics like that that are better than your coworkers, put that down. Like mine, when I worked at Orange Theory Fitness, my closing percentage was like 88% for 3 of the months, and the studio average was 66%. So I've got that on there. Any kind of good sales statistics like that are awesome. Okay, so I'd make the job titles, I'd make those a little bit bigger than the date and the actual what you did there. Also, if you can pull those out into bullet points, that'd be cool too. It's not very big paragraphs, so it's not that bad, but bullet points might help a little bit. Help optimize web, build funnels, landing pages, marketing optimization, cool. Education, that's awesome that you have these certificates. I might just hyperlink this instead of having the actual link. Up to you. But I think it would look prettier to have this hyperlinked instead of having the messy URL there. Same thing with this one, 0 to Mastery. Also, did you have, I think you had your phone number. Is this your phone number? Yeah, you had your phone number on there. You got your LinkedIn, you got your YouTube. That's awesome that you're doing YouTube. That's a good way to get out there on the web. You got your email. If you have like a portfolio, link that up on there. Link your GitHub. Since you're a full stack web developer, I'm assuming you want to stay in the tech industry, right? Your tech experience is more relevant than your sales and marketing experience, so I'd probably put that at the top, unless you're trying to get to like some marketing firm and do something there. Just kind of make sure those are organized depending on where you want your career to go. Same thing with the coding languages. Yeah, see, like this isn't really like a full stack, I guess Node, yeah. But all right, sweet, I think that's about it. So hope this helps you guys out. Again, if you want me to review your resume, send me your resume, email's in the description. I will block out as much information as I feel like I need to. If you want to get my resume template that I used when I was applying for jobs before I had any technical experience, look in the description. I'll have a way for you to get that. And if you want to come hop in the Discord and ask me any questions and just talk tech, the link for that is in the description too. And I will see you next time. Peace.
Round 1.